What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Diamond is Unbreakable. Yo, guys, this episode was amazing. Oh my god, that ending was so good. That ending. So yeah, first of all, let me apologize to the latest review, guys. I'm busy with some other stuff, so yeah, sorry that's coming out much later than my JoJo reviews usually take. But you know, college work and shit got in the way of that. Anyway, so let us begin. So we start this off. We got Jotaro, Josuke, and the crew. They're at the Port of Moria waiting for Joseph's boat to arrive. With the hella star platinums, which I don't recall Star Platinum's eyes pretty much working like binoculars, essentially. Because I don't recall them ever really using that in Stardust Crusaders, although my memory just could be failing me right now. But whatever the case may be, like, okay, he's on his way. He said about there's 20 minutes out. And actually, one thing I noticed is actually Toonami now, for the OP, is actually playing the first OP now. You know, the original OP, not the, what was it, EDM remix? They have the second OP. Well, I did like the EDM remix. I won't lie, I do prefer the original piece, so it's not a huge loss, but this is the first time we've seen Toonami pull this, where they play the OP, the first OP, when they should be playing the second OP, because that's what the episodes are playing. They play that out because in Dragon Ball Super, they for the longest time just used the Dragon Ball, you know, the Battle of Gods OP for Super until the Goku Black arc. They legit did not switch the OP from the Battle of Gods OP until the Goku Black arc. Why Toonami couldn't just switch over to the Resurrection of F OP for the Resurrection F arc? Why they couldn't use the tournament, the Universe 6 OP for the Universe 6 arc? I don't know. And can someone please explain why they always chop their OPs like 30 seconds? Is it just so they can put more ads in or something? Like, why do they always just chop the OPs? Let them play! Let them play them in all their full glory! I don't know why Toonami's constantly cutting them. But whatever the case may be, let's continue. So, back to the episode. So Josuke and he's with Okuyasu. They're checking over the boat they got to be like, okay, you know, Jotaro, it's good. Doesn't seem like Chili Pepper's hiding in there. And he says, you know, we're ready to go when you give out the word. He says, yeah, about that, it's just gonna be me and Okuyasu going to see Joseph, and you guys, you and Koichi are just gonna sit here, hold the fort down, and wait for Chili Pepper, and, you know, just buy them some time and just take care of Chili Pepper while they make their way to Joseph. Which I'll talk about a little bit later. Why I think that probably why Joseph picked Okuyasu over Josuke coming with him to take down to Jamita with Joseph. I'll talk about that when we get to that part of the episode. Anyway, but he says that that he still has this that Jotaro still has this uneasy feeling, like, you know, that he's probably not hiding in a boat, that he's actually using a remote, like a remote airplane, not like a drone, because this is the 80s and drones didn't exist yet, or at least they weren't mass marketed like they are nowadays, where you can go to Walmart and buy one for like what, $200? I think those things cost. Like, you know, those little, like, you know, remote control airplanes. He says that they can go up to 100 kilometers an hour, which I actually do know the conversion for that one, because I remember a Let's Player I'm subscribed to, Dan Q8000, a few years back, did a video of him ranting about drivers during the winter, because he lives in Canada, and he says that actually 100 kilometers is actually about 60 miles per hour, so, which isn't too, I mean, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but I'd say for a remote control for an RC airplane, I'd say it's probably pretty fast. That they're going to use that as a way, and since Chili Pepper, like we know, he uses batteries, this is a very easy way for him to just go over there to Joseph's boat and kill him. So he wants to make sure to keep the location of Joseph's boat under wraps so he doesn't know where it is. And Okuyasu's like, oh shit, I didn't even think, not Okuyasu, Koichi's like, oh shit, I never even thought of that! So they go on their way to meet him with Okuyasu, or with Joseph. We see Joseph, the return of our man Joseph Joestar. And I won't lie, see him like this is kind of disheartening after we've all grown to love this guy. As some of you guys may say he's the best JoJo. Me personally, it's Jotaro. And my person's like, I don't think anybody will ever top Jotaro. That man is just so entertaining to watch. Gives zero fucks, and I just love him. But Joseph is a close second. We've seen him throughout part 2, battle tendencies. We've seen him, being older and wiser in, Stardust Crusader. So seeing him kind of like, oh, where is my cane when it's right in front of him? It's like watching Undertaker wrestle nowadays. You're just like, please retire. I don't like watching you. Like, it's disheartening to watch. It's like when you watch, it's like me watching the Undertaker wrestle nowadays. I'm like, bro, just retire already. You have nothing left to prove. You aren't as good as you used to be. Just please, for our sakes. Anyway, so one of the guys can speak by his just like, it's right in front of you. He's like, oh, thank you. And so we get back to Joseph, or Josuke, where he kind of just reflects and just tries process information that he's gonna meet his dad. Joseph, he's like, I've never met this guy, and I'm just supposed to accept he's been fought. And that's the one thing I love Araki did was because Araki could have very easily have added to where had a Boruto syndrome where that Josuke hates Joseph because he was never there. He was probably used his mom more as just a one-night stand, most likely. Judging from the fact that this was never mentioned before. This little affair was probably no more than a one-night stand, probably. And, you could say, oh, I hate him. I can't believe he just left us alone. I can't believe he left us. Fuck. Like Boruto is, where he's like, oh no, my dad's never there, fuck him, how dare he be the Hokage when you're talking about, how dare he never show up at home, motherfucker. None of that bullshit. Thankfully, Araki doesn't go in that direction where he's just, Josuke is just very, I guess, uneasy about this whole thing, where he's just like, well, shit. He's more like, He's trying to process information. He doesn't really even know how to react. He's just kind of just thinking this over, trying to process all of this. Which I love that they didn't have him just go full on fuck him, all that shit. Thank God, because that would have gone it. Ugh. So then we finally see Chili Pepper. He makes his return, and then we finally see his standard, which is no surprise by Araki, a rock star. Where he has these little bracelets that say AC/DC on them. An obvious reference to the band AC/DC. Which, I won't lie, I'm not really too big into rap, although I of course have listened to AC/DC songs. More it's just the ones that have been used in the Iron Man soundtrack. But, anyway. So he tells them, he's like, yeah, man, the reason I got this guitar on my person every day of the week is because I want to be a rock star. I'm like James, which he starts letting off some names that I do not recognize because I, unlike Araki or Keiji Inafune, I am not a rock music connoisseur that know all these names being like, yeah, I'm like, who? If I had to guess, they're probably members of AC/DC or Metallica. I mean, they're from the actual band, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know. If any of you guys could confirm these in the comment section below, please do. Anyway, so he's rocking out, he's like, yeah, man, and then, Josuke, he's ready to prepare for a fight to take down Chili Pepper. So, and we also find out that the dude's name is Akira, a Chili Pepper stand user, and he says oh, but so let's get down to round 2 of our show. Oh, but I'll only use my left pinky. It's like, alright, well, I have a few rules. And then he throws his pick at Josuke, like, screw your rules. And then Josuke legit breaks his pinky finger. Oh, you bastard! How dare you do this? He's like, well, you said fuck rules, I mean, so. And he's like, Doc, this pain is unbearable. This blistering rage. I must vent it. I must point it somewhere else. And literally, he goes through. This is so JoJo. He grabs his guitar, his pinky somehow miraculously fixes itself, and we then get a badass guitar solo, which sounded fucking phenomenal, I might add. It's like, he just goes off, and then he's like, oh, that is pure ecstasy. Nothing like by venting your rage. like, like I still swear the dude legit just had sex or something. So that's very funny. Like JoJo, we all know how hilarious JoJo could be at points. So we then, and I like this other scene where Koichi was like, oh my god, I can't believe he, like, the Savior's doing something. And he said, like, that means there's not a doubt in his mind that he get killed, that he gets slaughtered. And then he literally just played something on his guitar, and like these little kanji symbols popped up that spell, at least from the translations they point out, spell yes. JoJo at his finest, ladies and gentlemen. So, then we got Chili Pepper coming out of these little, like, vents there by the dock, and pretty much just going in there, taking hits at Josuke, and Koichi's trying to, like, help him out, like, oh, he's to your right, he's to your left, but he's so fast, and eventually Koichi can't keep up with him. He says, like, this is like a game of whack-a-mole on steroids. And so he tries to keep hitting him, but he's still missing him. Creating these just holes. So he's just, like, creating holes. And the dude says, Akira said, I should say, that, the bigger holes are just easier for Chili Pepper. And I think this is one like Chili Pepper said. He's like, oh, what's the matter, Josuke? Can't catch the birdie, and punches him again. Like, it seems like all is lost. That Josuke will lose. And instantly the dude checks his wife, like, alright, 2 minutes to spare, baby. But, just Josuke, he still hasn't done it. He still has a plan B in place to defeat Chili Pepper. So he tells Koichi, I swear I don't know why I keep getting these names mixed up. Koichi, I need you to make sure he's too fast, so I need you to look for him and keep track of his movements for him. But it's like, but if you can't do it, how can I? Every time I tell you, he disappears. He's like, no, come on, then you gotta look harder, man. We're about to win this. You should probably already know what I'm planning right now. He's like, I should? Then he looks around, and also this tar that's, like, on top of the little, like, I forget what they're called, but these, where Chili Pepper keeps coming out. These, little openings in the asphalt. I forget what they're called. So he's like, so he's like, okay, now I gaze, because, like, probably when he was punching, because as we know, it's because Josuke was probably, like, while he was punching the ground, was probably reducing the asphalt to his most basic basic ingredients, including the tar. So yeah, it's all over. So it's all over these little openings. So Chili Pepper starts to make his way out of one of them. Okay, Koichi immediately catches him. He tells, like, Josuke, behind you to your right. And then, of course, Josuke goes ham on him, just flurry of punches. All that great shit. And it seems like, and actually nails Akira right in the face. I like that Koichi said, alright, right in the kisser. I thought that was a nice little touch. So, we head over back to Jotaro, and Okuyasu are making their way to the boat, and there says, like, we're doing good. Then they notice this huge, like, light beaming from behind them where Koichi and Josuke are. They're like, what the hell is that? But they keep, going forward to Josuke's boat. We get back to Koichi and Josuke, where he's like, pretty much, where now Chili Pepper is, like, absorbing all the electricity in Morio, which which cuts out the electricity everywhere else. So which cuts down the power for a short time as he, like, absorbs everything and uses it. So he comes charging at Josuke. Then we kind of get, like, a little, like, who can punch who the fast, like, almost like kind of like with Dio, the World and Stardust and Star Platinum. Yeah, Star Platinum did at the end of Part 3 when they kind of had that little, like, punching thing, with, like, in the last few episodes. So some of them have, like, this time they're pretty much, like, dodging each other's hits. But unfortunately, Chili Pepper manages to get a good hit on Josuke, sends him flying into this car, sends him flying into this car, lands a couple extra hits on Josuke, and Akira's like, ha ha ha, you fool! I took you down! I now win! He's like, you idiot. And then we see this tire form around Chili Pepper trapping in there, and since tire is anti-conductive or whatever, it just can't conduct electricity, Chili Pepper's stuck in there. And he's like, get me out of there. He's like, you fool. Did you really think it would be that easy? If it was a mere stick, maybe you would win, but this is nothing for Chili Pepper. He catches out. He's like, you fool. This was all part of my plan. We got like a little bit of a Death Note thing where you thought that was like, oh shit, this like ruins all Josuke's plan. He's like, no. This was all part of my plan. This is sort of Death Note type shit. So, and since we know that air isn't tired, when he punches the hole for it, he's sent flying into the ocean from like the pressure from the air escaping, and we see him slowly dissolve. He's like, no, please, please have mercy, Josuke. Yeah, Josuke. How do I switch to Jotaro? Josuke, please! I promise I'll be good! You know, he tries to beg for his life. Nothing happens. He dissolves. We look over at Akira, and the man drops his pen, and we see smoke emanating from him. Probably signaling the dude is probably fucking dead. So, we head over back to Jotaro. Koichi tells Jotaro, hey man, we took care of Chili Pepper stand user, so we're good. He's like, that's great. I can now breathe easier now. And so now we get to Okuyasu as he meets up with Joseph. And I like this scene. It's pretty funny. Well, you could say it's cliche because it goes with the whole, like, you know, what? Like, he's old, he's struggling to hear where Okuyasu trying to say something, but he's like, what? He's like, what? 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 Speak up. And he's like, he's like, how long? He says, and then the old man says, you fucked my wife? You know, stuff like that. You know, is it cliche? Is it overplayed? Probably, but it's still hilarious when JoJo does it. So, Okuyasu, after he just kind of just sits there, kind of just like, you know, looks at Joseph, and he says, you know, he's still a little muscular, but it looks like he has a foot in the grave. But you can tell, so it seems like, you know, Joseph has still been on the A, keeping up with the gym since part 3, or B, he just never lost the muscle, whatever the case may be. Or maybe Akira's like, nah, let's keep Joseph buff. Let's keep him buff. I don't know. Anyway, so then he says, you know, hey man, hello there, young man. I don't think I've met you. Why don't you introduce yourself? He says, oh, I'm Okuyasu. I live in the same neighborhood as Josuke, and I'm a stand user. He says, what? He says, I'm a stand user. What? I'm a stand user. You're a second-hand computer? That had me dying right there, because I swear I find shit like that fucking hilarious. So this dude comes over there to pick up their bags. We head over back to Josuke. Josuke. I was like, sorry, I can keep getting his names confused for some reason. The boat's pulling up. They're like, oh yeah, you know, they're finally here. Josuke's kind of like, yeah, whatever. And Koichi's like, hey man, shouldn't you be a little bit more excited? He's like, to be honest, I just kind of wish he would just leave us alone, you know? Like I said, he doesn't hate him or nothing, but I feel like it's just, he just probably doesn't want to deal with this overall just situation. Like he's like, I gotta think about my mom's well-being as well, because as we know, even Josuke's mom still has a thing for Joseph, as we saw when she first met Jotaro, and she was just like, oh Joseph, you're back, and I'm like, yeah, so we know the woman so deeply cares for our boy, Joseph Joestar. A man that's still getting down and dirty in his 60s. You gotta give a man mad props for that. So anyway, so the boat pulls up. Koichi notices that Akira's body is missing, so he has somehow escaped with Chili Pepper, and they're still on the move. Then, in one of the other, we see like his clothes are kind of like outside the boat, just left there. And one of the guys that work for the Speedwagon Down Foundation, which here is actually voiced by the guy that voices the narrator, which I thought was pretty cool. And love JoJo for this. So we get this scene where like we kind of get like an argument match. He says like, you know, he is the enemy stand user. The dude starts sweating. He's like, no, he is the enemy stand user. And they're like, okay, yes, just and then they'll be like, God damn, why do I have to make another important decision? That's what I get for relying on my bro all my life. So he's just like, we're like, which one is it? And they end up like, you know, which one are you, the stand user? They both point to each other and be like, it's him! He's the stand user! It's like, sure, I love JoJo when it does stuff like this. This stuff just has me dying. So he's like, you know, and then we see Chili Pepper make his way downward to kill Joseph. I like his design. This design of him kind of messy. He kind of looks very robotic-esque, almost looking like the T-800 did at the end of Terminator, where it's like some of his limbs are missing. He's kind of just limping around. I like the kind of little touch they added with that. Anyway, so we see him slowly make his way to Joseph. Okuyasu just decides, he's like, I know who the enemy stand user. Punches Akira right in the face, and Chili Pepper dies. And Akira asks him, like, how did you know it was me? And he says, it was easy. Tell me, damn it. Oh, I was just gonna beat the living shit out of you both and just soar from there. So that deduction stuff is for the birds. Yeah, so he was gonna pretty much just beat the shit out of both of them and just go from there, see which one is the stand user. Okay, awesome. And so then the boat docks. Joseph I like this one scene where Joseph asks Okuyasu right before Akira shows up. He says, "Has Josuke mentioned me at all?" And he says he said, and Okuyasu tells him, "Sorry, man, he hasn't really, not much." He's like, "Oh, I guess that's supposed to be expected." And so Joseph gets out of the boat, meets face to face with Josuke. Or Joseph gets out of the boat, meets face to face with Josuke. And we get this super cute moment where Josuke pretty much turns into a male tsundere at this point. And he's like, doesn't even really look at him. And he makes his way out of the boat, but somehow his cane broke. I think it's probably because when Akira hit the table, I think. That's how it broke. And so he makes his way down it. He ends up tripping. Josuke catches him. He says, "Hey man, better watch where you walk, or you'll go for an unneeded swim." He's like, "Oh, thank you. Be easier if I had my cane, but it broke moments ago." Well, and then he starts bad blushing, and I'm just like, "Aww." And says, "Well, you can hold on to me." And he extends his hand, and then eventually just grabs it and they just leave. It's so cute, and Josuke is actually Jotaro is smiling, Koichi's on the verge of tears, and we Okuyasu in the middle just being like, "Oh hey, I have a good idea. Why doesn't Josuke use Shining Diamond to fix his cane?" And I love how Koichi is trying to tell Okuyasu to read the situation, but he ain't reading shit. He's like, huh? He's like, sometimes it's better to leave it broken. He's like, why? He's just so confused. Like, even I'm not saying like some expert of read situation, but even I could read the situation here. And it was just an overall just super cute moment as they walk off. It was just, and just the fact that Josuke is just mad blushing throughout this whole thing, pretty much had like a male tsundere at this point. It was just amazing. Y'all smell it? Oh, damn, that's rancid. Ugh, Yahweh shippers. Ugh, sick motherfuckers. Ugh, man, that's some rancid. Get some Febreze up in here. Anyway, so we end the episode off with we see a hand that's been dismembered, and we got someone picking it up. My guess, it's probably Kira, because I'm pretty sure his skin tone is about the same as Kira. So maybe next week, or actually in 2 weeks, because next week on Toonami, they're just going to be airing Attack on Titan Season 3. So in 2 weeks, and we might finally see the reveal of Kira. So I hope it is, because I'm definitely happy to see Kira, just because I've heard so many great things about him. We'll have to wait and see on that front. Anyway, so hope y'all enjoyed the video. And overall, I give this episode a 10 out of 10. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like it. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.